everybody, this is Sarah with Fresh Access Specs. We've heard from a lot of our market partners that you're having issues with the new Wholesome Wave vendor tool update in FMTrax. So we decided to put together this short video tutorial to review everything that you need to know to submit your reimbursements to us. In this video, we'll cover adding and managing your vendor profiles, submitting reimbursements, and generating receipts. Let's get started. So I've selected my most recent market day, March 18th. Here in the Transactions tab, everything looks about the same as before. So when you go to log your transactions, nothing should be different here. Let's start with the vendor reimbursement tool in the next tab. So I'm going to start by adding a reimbursement. You'll notice that there's this new drop-down menu for vendors, and you'll need to select your individual vendors to input their reimbursements. Here, what's auto-populated is everything that's been added since the new update launched on the 13th, I believe. Everything else has been wiped from this list, so until you add all of your vendors, you will not see them in this drop-down menu. I want to submit reimbursements for my farm, Ripe City Urban Farm. So I'm going to search them and see if Ripe City is in this list. Ripe City Urban Farm. There's no match. So I'm going to start by adding a new vendor. I'll put the vendor name in here, as well as the other necessary information. You'll need to select the state. We're located in Florida, as well as a zip code. If you don't have the exact zip code of your vendor, you can enter the zip code of your market here. Email address is not required, but it will help when you go to generate a receipt. If you have that information entered here, it will auto-populate and you can go ahead and send that over to your vendor. Ripe City grows vegetables, so we are SNAP eligible. And I'm also going to select sells fruits and vegetables over here. And I'll hit add. So I'm getting this pop-up that says the following existing vendors were found matching a similar name and zip code. This is not the Ripe City that I want, so I'm going to ignore this. But you'll see this message if there is another market already in the system with a similar name or a similar zip code, and this can help you to identify duplicates. I'm going to move forward and add Ripe City as a vendor. You'll confirm that all of this information is correct before continuing. This all looks good, so I'll hit confirm. Now I can go ahead and enter my reimbursement amounts here. So let's say I have $80 in gross sales. 40 of that was SNAP with 4 transactions. And then 40 was FAB incentive dollar. So total redeemed is 80. I'll hit submit reimbursement here. Now, if you'd like to check that, you'll go to your reimbursement log. And I can see here that $40 in incentive were processed today for Ripe City Urban Farm. If I would like to generate a receipt, I can click Run Reports at the top of the page just below the name of my market. You'll go to Exports and then select your date range. So we are looking at March 18th of 2019. And then I'm going to generate my receipt. Here you'll need to select your vendor, Ripe City Urban Farm. And because I put in that email information, it will automatically fill it here. If you'd like to include yourself, the market manager, or anyone else in this receipt, you can add additional email addresses here separated by a comma. This will send a printable receipt by email. If you right click and save as, it looks like this is trying to save as a web page, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to hit cancel. I'll select print from my drop-down menu in my browser. And then for destination, instead of my printer, I'm going to select Save as PDF. Then I'm able to save this to my desktop. All right, so that's how you generate and send a receipt. Next, let's go over managing your vendor profile. So I'm going to go to Manage Profile here for my market. At the top, you'll see vendors pending approval. So these are any vendors that you've added via the mobile app for FMTrax. They will not be auto-populated in your favorite lists after adding to the mobile app unless you verify them here. Scrolling down, we have our market vendor information near the bottom of the page. So this is your favorites list. You can add a vendor to your favorites list by choosing them from this drop-down menu or searching their name. So we want to add Ripe City Urban Farm. Now Ripe City appears in this list. We also have this other Ripe City, which I know is a duplicate. It's not the correct name for the farm, and I would like to merge any information under this vendor name into our correct vendor, Ripe City Urban Farm. So I'll do that by selecting the incorrect vendor, going to edit, and I'm going to select that this vendor is a duplicate and I would like to merge it with the following vendor. So here you'll choose the correct vendor whose information you would like to keep and hit save. Merging is not a reversible process. Now Ripe City has disappeared from this list and I only see Ripe City Urban Farm. Any information that was aggregated under that old Ripe City vendor will now show up under Ripe City Urban Farm. Now, let's say that you wanted to edit the zip code for a vendor. I'm going to go to the Edit tool, and you'll see here that you aren't able to change the zip code. This is grayed out. The only things that you can really edit are the email, or if you would want to complete a merge, you would be able to do that. You can also unselect SNAP eligible if you need to do that. So, instead of editing the zip code, I will need to create a new vendor. With the correct zip code. So the only information here that's different is the zip code. I'm going to add this vendor. And confirm. Now, I'll add them to my favorites list. And so we see two Ripe City Urban Farms here with different zip codes. This is the one that I would like to keep. So I'm going to merge the old incorrect zip code into this new one. So I'll go to Edit on the incorrect profile. Select that this is a duplicate and merge. Now we're only seeing a Ripe City Urban Farm with the correct zip code 32303. That's it. If you have any other questions, you can email us. My email is sarah@feedingflorida.org. You can also get in touch with Heather at feedingflorida.org, our SNAP wizard. Please let us know if we can help. Thanks.